Yeah, I mean, there's so much new stuff in Modern Warfare 3 in every aspect of the game. So, in the single player, we're doing all new things by just the locations we're going to. I mean, we're going to the heart of major cities, New York and Paris and London and parts of Germany and Russia and Africa, and you're going to these very iconic places. And these levels, the size and scope of them is bigger than we've ever done before in Call of Duty. Now, in the co-op mode, Spec-ops survival mode, brand new mode to the series, and what we've done is really merge the best of what single player is and multiplayer is. So you have a bunch of AI enemies that are very unique, throwing new stuff at you all the time, but then we've also brought in all the cool stuff from multiplayer, like leaderboards and progressive ranking and matchmaking and kill streaks and customizable weapons and gear and perks and all this stuff that makes that fun, but now it's in a co-op environment. Well, the story of Modern Warfare 3 is definitely a payoff for the investment that fans have been put in over the years of the story and this conflict and the characters that have been building momentum since Call of Duty 4. So it definitely ties up a bunch of loose ends from that aspect of what happened to Task Force 141. By the end of MW2, they were either dead or on the run. So you get a lot of that conclusion while also looking at how does their story play into the plot and the global conflict that is now engulfing the world, pulling in all these major countries and cities into it. We don't know how long the single player game is going to be because, again, that's not finished either. We're still working on levels, balancing, stretching them out, adding some new ones. So we don't have a time yet, but we really let the story dictate the length of the single player campaign and let that be what it is. And then if there's more missions, more locations, more scenarios we want to do, that's when we design them and put them in Spec Ops mission mode and to further inflate the gameplay hours. And you can play Spec Ops in solo or co-op, and that allows you to get the best of both worlds. You get more missions, you get more things you can do, but you don't have to artificially inflate the story. Yeah, well, in Spec Ops co-op mode, there is no story. So each mission is just individual scenarios that take place. All the story is kept in the single player campaign. The cool thing about Spec Ops survival mode is you can play survival on every multiplayer map. So in the future, if we do multiplayer DLC, it could also be repurposed as survival maps as well. There's going to be a ton of missions, a ton of variety, because Spec Ops is broken into two modes. You have Spec Ops mission mode, which has a lot of different tiers of different kinds of missions, and you have Spec Ops survival mode, which is played on all the multiplayer maps. So as you're ranking up, because you have rank in Spec Ops now, as you're ranking up, you're unlocking more and more missions as you go. In Modern Warfare 3, the multiplayer is definitely, much more focused on a Call of Duty 4 style and building up from that, taking what we loved from MW2, all the cool new features, and then most importantly, listening to all that player feedback. But I think it's very important to note that, we're going back to that very gun-on-gun focused gameplay, and that's because that's just from a combination of looking how the gameplay changed in Modern Warfare 2 and listening to the community feedback about that. And that's what's most important to us, is shaping the experience each time to move in a new direction, and that's what we feel like works, and that's what the community has been asking for. Call of Duty Elite has been built from the ground up to fully incorporate Modern Warfare 2. It's meant to be a support tool, but not only for Modern Warfare 3, but for legacy titles as well, like Black Ops. I can't say what sort of support it will have for previous games to Black Ops, but the ideal is to be able to look at your Call of Duty career as a whole, so that you can track it better and look back and see how you've progressed as a player. Well, when we're designing achievements across the board, we're looking at whatever's available at the time. Early on, when we were designing them, they weren't a major feature yet. But now, as we're designing Modern Warfare 3, we plan on supporting achievements across every platform. So, we should have achievements on Xbox 360, trophies on PSN, and achievements on Steam via PC. Well, we typically don't do multiplayer achievements because we like the multiplayer to be focused completely on the game. The only thing you should be trying to do is to win the game. Play the way you're supposed to play and win the game. So we typically don't like to distract you with multiplayer achievements. In addition, we have a ton of challenges in multiplayer that we want the player to complete and work on that give them in-game benefits. And leave all the achievements and things like that, the out-of-game unlocks, to single player, to Spec Ops, and things like that.